Hello there, everyone. This is Soul Server 17 here, and let me just get through this huge right around this picture, non-paid video. Alright, okay. So, last time we left off in this one, it is right when they get to the compound for the next part of the tuning exams, the preliminary fights. Quick, hold on, gotta sneeze. Alright, so, yeah, so basically we're gonna start off from there. People have, said, one said 10-10. I just decided he's Sephiroth, like Naruto Sephiroth. So it's like, hey, it'd be funnier if he actually owns like a weapon shop and a flower shop. And there's like a door, like, both buildings are to the side of each other, and the door's just like right there, like where Naruto could just, or both of them could just walk right through just to talk to each other whenever it's not open and just like help out each other if needed. So, like I said, that might have been a Naruto Ino shit, but this may be just a Naruto Ino 10-10 shit. Because I could think Neji could be like annoyed with 10-10 in this one a little bit. But, hey, I don't know. Like, I'm just saying, could be, but, why not? It's like, 10-10 Naruto shit. Yeah. And let me just get through something real quick. Someone did say about the Naruto eat the flame fruit. Just make it that, and just like no have any One Piece characters or anything. The problem is though with that, I already thought of the story. I already thought of a lot of it, and I already thought of it making him be a ninja who gets cast out of the Hidden Leaf Village, but it's by the Marines. They come in and just, but it's also like, how could the flame fruit get there besides it's like a portal opening up or something? Like, I just wanted to go down a somewhat easy route, but with that, and then I'm kind of making it like I want him to meet Naruto. I want him to meet Luffy, and plus I want him to become the next ace. People get like he's the second ace, which is gonna happen. Like, so. And it's just gonna be really funny now in that one. So yeah, sorry, but the entire thing is Naruto ate the flame fruit. Technically, he's gonna be a ninja for a while, becomes a pirate, and still though they still give him they still give him his freaking headband, the uniform for the freaking. For after the tuning exams, I'm not gonna say what type of uniform. No, he's not gonna be a tuning. He's gonna be something else. And basically, he's gonna go out on the 7 seas and go out to the Grand Line or Green Line, yeah, to find Luffy and maybe the One Piece. Who knows? But he's gonna meet some characters from the anime of One Piece, because like I said, I made that a crossover. It's like Naruto World and One Piece World combined into one. Again, that's the main thing. That's the main plot. So that's not changing. I can't change it. So yeah, just want to point that out. But enough of me talking of that. Let's just get into this what if. So yeah, this is what if Naruto became Sephiroth, or got Sephiroth's powers. I'll look at the title again. But part 2. So, after Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura get there at the same time as Gaara, Tamari, Kankuro, Gaara is basically like, what the? How did you 3 get here? Naruto says, quite simple. Everyone in this whole entire forest is too weak. And he's just walking forward, and Gaara took this as a challenge, because Gaara, mad, psycho, crazy kid because of the Tanuki. Well, the One Tails. Shikaku makes Gaara go crazy, so yeah. he's thinking he's, he's basically calling me out. He's thinking, saying I'm weaker than him. I'll kill him if I have a chance. And so, they have to wait for everyone. So what happens is, they did like the whole time open up the scrolls, and Kakashi is there basically, and he's like, "Hi there," and basically Naruto goes, "Hello, Sensei," and Kakashi's basically looking at Naruto. His eyes like widen. He was like, "Naruto, I heard you changed, but to see it in person, like it's amazing." He goes, "Yes," and he goes, "Also." But Naruto just walks over to Kakashi, and for some reason Kakashi feels like immense fear. Naruto pulls back his fist and punches him right in the face, basically send him flying, which catches everyone off guard there who's there, as Naruto just says, basically he's holding his fist and he was like, that was for not telling me. And the old Naruto's come back, and basically Kakashi goes, "What do you mean?" He goes like, "Well, sir, somebody who found out who his parents are, you could have told." And Kakashi goes like, "I'm sorry." Like he can see, he basically has an image of Kushina for some reason, like as Naruto, and even though Naruto is not a Kushina, it's just like he was afraid of Kushina, so he's like afraid of Naruto right now. And he goes like, "Yeah, well, I found out anyways. You could have told me, Sensei. Whatever. All right." Old Naruto switch back to Sephiroth Naruto. He was like, "I've been wanting to do that for a while, anyways." So he looks at his teammates, and Sasuke goes like, "What happened? Why did you?" He goes like, "He knows my parents. He did not tell me. Couldn't tell me the rules of the village," which this is the first time Sasuke and Sakura, hears about this, and he just says, "Oh, it's top secret. Can't tell you." "Now, how you know?" "Duh, found out memories," which no one understands. So after so basically, they do like Sasuke and Naruto do train, and basically Sasuke sees why he's like Naruto says he is strong, and how he's very quick, and even with the third Tomoe Sharingan, he can't keep up with his speed. He actually is blurred in the with the basically the third Tomoe. So that happens. Like it's pretty tragic for him, he thinks, but with the whole entire explanation Naruto gave him about who he is now and everything, he kind of has feeling that this was the truth. And now with even the fight with Rock Lee, he knew, but he still wanted to improve his taijutsu. So then next, basically this is what they've been doing for a couple hours. Stopped, go back to it again. He even helped Sakura out on taijutsu, but to a less degree. Like, hey, he's not gonna help her completely after what she's done to him all his life. So he's gonna help her, just not 100%. Like at least I feel like 50% helping her. And basically Kakashi and basically Sasuke realize this, and Kakashi goes, "What happened to Naruto?" He goes basically on that, and he goes, "Oh, he's not in love with Sakura no more," Sasuke says. Which Kakashi goes like, "What? No, freak!" And Sasuke nods his head. And so, team come in, Shikamaru, Choji. Naruto does stop, and Sakura punches him in the face, and nothing happens. Her hand actually, she moves her hand away from Naruto's face, and she's just holding it. She's like, "Ow, ow, 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 that hurt." And basically, sees Sakura walking away, holding her hand. She kind of laughs at this, along with Sasuke, but he's laughing because her face is like priceless. But Naruto just walks over to Shikamaru and Choji. It was, "Sup, guys?" And they just go like, "Huh?" Says, "Hey, Naruto." But they look again. You're like, basically they still thought it was a prank. This can't be Naruto. This can't be Naruto. And Shikamaru like does realize now. He goes, even though I'm smart, he says, even though I couldn't figure out that was you. He goes, because I didn't have a bowl of ramen. I haven't eaten ramen in a couple of days. Which that's Shikamaru says, "You are not Naruto. Where is the real one?" He goes, "I'm right here." He goes, "No, you're not." And then next year he gets irritated, and then he just hits him. He says, "Shut it, you idiot!" Basically, as Shikamaru goes like, yeah, that is the real Naruto." He's always quick to anger. As he goes, "So it just took you that to figure out who I was?" He goes, "Sorry, man. It's this. He looks like Sephiroth. Like, how could you not think this isn't Naruto?" He's basically, as he says, "True, true. I understand." So yeah, Choji just says, "I like the new look. Also, nice weapon. The sword is like all the way over, leaning against the wall." He goes, "Thanks." So Shikamaru does like say a couple of things. Then Tenten's team come in, and they look in a pretty bad shape. Let's just say there was a matchup where Lee's taijutsu was good, but Neji's 64 palms technique of the Hyuga was basically being outclassed by pure agility, and he wasn't able to get in good hits. Tenten is trying her hardest, but there was somebody who can always read her movements through body language, and kept on blocking or dodging the attacks. So basically, kind of making seem like she was useless in the whole entire fight. Which Neji had a few words to say to her afterwards, and she's upset by it. Rock Lee did try to defend her, saying she was trying her best, but the enemy must have found a way to see what attack was coming next. But Neji didn't want to have it. So, they come in, they're all beaten up, and they do the scroll thing. Guy sees this and is like, "What happened to you guys?" And Neji explains that it's all about it, and then even says at the end of it, Tenten was basically useless in that, along with me. And he's mostly pissed off at himself, but he's taking out his anger on other people instead of trying to learn from the mistake. Some people are like that. I don't see Neji being like that, but I can see his frustrations. It could lead it to be he takes it out on others by accident. So yeah. So basically, the guy is saying, "All right, let's get the medics over," and Naruto does speed his way over. Basically, it looks like he basically did a flash step over. And really, he just did a jump, speeding down, then jump off his from the ground again, dashed, 2 dashes forward, and then he says, "Allow me to help," as he just casts the spell Cura, as it heals all their wounds instantly, which it brings them back to just heals all their wounds. And Guy thanks him for it. He goes, "It was my pleasure." But Lee does ask, "What type of jutsu was that?" And he says, "Jutsu? It was magic." Which all of them confused. But Tenten, all of them confused, but Tenten is asking way more questions about it. He basically says he can do even elemental ones. Blizzard, Fire God, Fire, Earth, Thunder, and then he can even cast Cura and Barrier, which is interesting to her. So, he just kept on talking to him, which Neji kind of doesn't really pay attention, but Sakura is paying attention. She's a little bit angry, and kind of isn't really angry at it. She's just a little bit annoyed. But she goes over, she starts talking to Naruto too. Sakura gets angry, like even more. And just like, man, like she finally comes over and just start getting the conversation, and Sasuke is like, "Oh, thank you, thank you. I'm not the center of the girl's attention no more. It took me this long," he says to himself. So yeah, so after hours of waiting, everyone arrives. Naruto, by the time, was sleeping. Tenten, and Sakura were all talking to each other. Lee did join in and just like started talking because he was bored. Gara, Tamari, Kankuro were just like staying over away from everyone. So yeah. So, after everyone arrives, Naruto wakes up, and well, let's just say this: all the fights are exactly the same, and Orochimaru's helper. Freak. I forgot his name. Kabuto is not there. Wait. Hold on. Kankuro, basically. Kabuto's not there. So, there's like the no Hotaro sequence when he quits. So, in the fights, everything goes exactly the same. And though with Ino and Sakura, Ino wins easily. Her taijutsu and her strength for the 2 days training with Naruto has increased. Tamari and Tenten does exactly the same thing. She loses, but no, like the whole time when like Tenten gets thrown off of Tamari's fan, Naruto does like all of a sudden like appear and catches her, and all of a sudden disappears and gets to where guy team was, and puts her down, and then he does cure on her again, and everyone's like shocked. Tenten was like just says thank you to him, and he says no problem. So he looks at Tamari, and Tamari she doesn't know what to think, but she does like kind of grin, and she goes, impressive speed. He goes, good technique, but I could easily cut right through that. And he disappears, goes right back over to his team. Tamari got a little bit annoyed. Kabuto just thinks, well, I mean, he does have a big giant sword, so maybe he could cut right through her wind attacks. I mean, maybe that sword's covered in chakra where he could? Who knows? But we're gonna win this thing. Gaara just been doing a death glare at Naruto all this time, and Naruto doesn't even care. So, yeah, do something. And Sasuke's fight goes nowhere near the same. He just beats the living crap out of the guy easily. And though Orochimaru technically is watching, he sees Sasuke. And he sees that the curse mark is not doing any effects to him. He's thinking, maybe Naruto did something to it. Interesting. Very interesting. And all that. I'm gonna go make my lunch. It's like 1:16, so hold on, everyone. Alright, so after that though, what happens next is that it's basically Kivas and Naruto's fight. And well, I'm sorry, but Kiva gloats about how he's gonna beat him because he was like the weakest member of the Rookie 9, and is like, Naruto chuckles at him, and he just says, yeah, I was the weakest because of a reason. I didn't have no chakra control, and no one wanted to teach me about it. Also, I'm in my room because my parents are downstairs. I am gonna have to go on my computer and do some schoolwork, so this is gonna be a 30-minute video. Yeah, sorry about that, everyone. No, that's not. It's not. I'll continue as much as I can, but so Kiva just says, "So what?" He goes, "If I actually had some teaching in chakra control, and I was taught by somebody, I could have outpaced and outclassed everyone in the school." Which Kiva gets mad. So Naruto played with his weakness, his arrogance, which is his pride, and Kiva runs at him with Fane over Fane without Akamaru, and with just one, he says barrier, as then the barrier comes around him as Kiva it's hitting it. The Fane over Fane's spinning, and Kiva go what? As then Naruto just makes multiple Shadow Clone Jutsu. He basically throws up his sword, and he goes, and then he does the hand sign. He goes, which he doesn't even need to learn them from anyone because of the whole entire knowledge of the ninja world. He has all the knowledge of every single jutsu now in history in his head. So basically, he does, he says multi-shadow clone jutsu, and then there's more than one of him, and another one does the hold on. All right, so he basically says fire saw followable jutsu, which a lot of people are shocked by it, but since he can do fire, it's the same thing with magic and chakra control. You kind of just put two and two together, and basically Kiva gets hit by it. He gets sent flying. Then basically just like in canon though, he does Naruto Uzumaki 1000 Naruto barrage instead of line barrage, just like when Sasuke did to that one guy. So so basically he just did that. Imagine Kiva getting hit by somebody with a iron fist, a full-on iron fist, not not to move. No, I'm talking about an actual fist made of iron, or basically someone with hockey armament hockey on, and that he's get hit by him, and his face hits the ground, and there's a little bit of a crack, and then crater happened right then and there, which Naruto basically just lands the Shadow Clone's poof, and he catches the sword. He just smiles. He goes I'll heal you, and just does Cura again on him, and he's just walking away. Everyone is shocked by it, and Kurenai is surprised. Sakura is just shocked. Sasuke is happy he's on his team. Ino and Tenten are just smiling. They don't know why. And so Lee thinks, he could have killed me. He could have killed me. And all this time, Neji has been having the Byakugan on. The only time he ever used chakra was with the Shadow Clones and with the Fireball. That was it. But still, that was pretty amazing, he thinks. So, after that display of power, Naruto does go over back, and then it's the final fight. Neji versus Hinata. Similar you can with the fight. The only thing that ends is the barrier Naruto puts on her to protect her from Neji's final strike. And Neji hurts his hand. He basically kind of may have even... Yeah, no, he hurts his hand, basically. So, yeah. Naruto just says, "Oh, you really think you can kill her? Wow. What a person. First, you're calling one of your teammates useless. which I know how that feels. Horrible. And I only said it to get some payback on someone. As though Sakura looks down, at the ground, ashamed. And then, but Hinata, you don't need to kill. Just because, what, you're the second part of the clan that has like a curse on them. Well, guess what? At least you aren't subjugated to being called a monster. So, yeah. Deal with the curse on your head, Neji. And which Naruto does, like, come over. He heals Hinata, just basically taking it over to Kurenai, and that's it. Neji just looks at Naruto with a glare and hatred. So, yeah. So, basically, everyone who won the fights in canon are going to go to the next part, which is a month later. And basically, Orochimaru has been watching Naruto and Sasuke, but, Kakashi's going to train Sasuke, Jiraiya's going to train Naruto a little bit more, and, well, like I said in the beginning, Naruto does have Komabuto, so this one, Naruto is going to be trained to learn the Rasengan, in which, yeah. So, but he's also training with Ino and Tenten. So, yeah. And that's how that month goes. Jiraiya for a couple of hours, Ino and Tenten training, eat. They all meet up and talk to each other, basically. Sasuke's not around. Sakura tries to get close to Naruto. And, she's, feeling more and more attracted to him. So, yeah, there's that. And Hinata's just being Hinata. She doesn't realize it, but she's losing Naruto. She's gonna lose him. So, yeah. So, when they move, basically, when it's time for the Chunin exams, Naruto gets there pretty easily. He just flies to it. With his one wing, he's able to fly over. He did tell Tenten and Ino about that, but I'm not gonna go over that. Let's just say he brought it out. He didn't sense that they were there, because he was in the mode where he was gonna try to, face against his shadow clones. So he brought the one wing out just in case they get to an aerial fight, and they saw it. He explained about it. They understood. So yeah. He has the Rasengan learned. He hasn't. It's still just a regular ball. He's not gonna add anything to it yet. But anyways, so Naruto has, is there, and everyone is basically people don't really know Naruto changed. That's the whole entire thing. So yeah. I mean, they're gonna find out, what the freak hell? And he has gone to basically the shop and get his ramen after training. That's his after training meal, ramen. So yeah. So by the time, so basically when everyone gets there, they do start, and basically Hiruzen does a speech. He tells that they're gonna start the matches. Naruto Uzumaki and Neji Hyuga, please come down to this, area. The stadium to fight. As Neji's there, Naruto just jumps, does a front flip, and lands on the ground. Tenten and Ino wish Naruto good luck, along with Sasuke says, no, Sasuke's not there yet. So Sakura just says it too, just don't lose. He basically smiles and gives a thumbs up to them, just walking towards Neji. And Neji then, starts, when after when Naruto gets there, he starts saying like how he's gonna win and that it's destiny that has your fate in hand, and blah blah blah. As Naruto just says, holds up his hand as Neji stops. All of a sudden, he goes like, "Destiny, huh? Well, that's a funny concept to talk about so highly. You really believe it's your destiny to win this fight?" As he just looks up to the stars, and he just says, well, he just looks up at the sky, and he just says, "But it looks like you're the one who's not gonna win today. It's my fate." Alright, I thought my dad was gonna come in my room, but so Neji does get mad at this. He basically takes off even the headband, just like showing the mark on his head, and it's like, Naruto doesn't care. He just says like, "Wow." So the Kivas are just basically jerks in a nutshell, which basically Hinata's father kind of feels a little bit not triggered but upset by this. Hinata is just wondering how Naruto's gonna do. Kivas trying to get Hinata, to not feel so upset. As Neji says, "Are you gonna show me your blade skills with that sword?" As Naruto just says, "Fine. But know this. You will know only despair and true suffering." And Neji smiles and activates the Byakugan and says, "No, I won't. You will, though." As Naruto unsheaths the sword, throws the freaking sheath over his back. He froze it, and it's like gets implanted. It is implanted into the wall, which everyone's shocked by this. As Naruto gets into the stance of basically Sephiroth, and he says, "Come." And, basically when the match begins, Neji goes straight right into basically trying to go into basically have his chakra points, cut off. But even though he does say magic, Neji's belief, what he says is magic is his chakra. But so, Neji doesn't see this happen, but as soon as he tries to throw, basically try to strike one of Naruto's chakra points, Naruto dodges it and then knees Neji in the gut, which surprised everyone that's a Hyuga. And then, this knee to the gut sent him flying, basically. He lands, though, on his feet and he goes, "Ow!" He goes, "Predictable. I know where all my chakra points are, even my pressure points. So, it's kind of easy when you know when the Hyuga's gonna strike. So, try to keep up with me." As Naruto just basically just dashes forward, which, in an instant, Neji blinked and Naruto's already near him. His sword is coming down right towards Neji. Neji, does the spin rotation. Yeah, with the ultimate defense basically sends it basically hits Naruto's go sent flying, as he does turn his he does basically while he's flying, he does a little say his back of his head towards the ground, as then he basically moves his body so that way his feet can touch the ground, and he slides. He goes, "I should have expected that. That's the ultimate defense." As Neji goes, "Yes, and no one can penetrate it." As he goes, "Alright." As he just says, "Fire God," and then he casts a barrier on himself, and then Neji basically does an air palm, which then Naruto just says thunder. As thunder does come out of nowhere and hit Neji, which does electric shock him a little bit. As he basically Neji goes, "Is that how?" He goes, "Easy. I told you, it's magic. Now." As then all of a sudden, Naruto does dash forward again. Neji does the spin rotation, but this time he basically just has an idea to do what Sephiroth did to Cloud. and swords right through the ultimate defense, and piercing Neji in the shoulder, which it breaks the ultimate defense and it was gone, which Neji was shot, and then realized his shoulder gets implanted and his basically body is held up by the sword, and he's not even moving. He's like, and everyone's shocked by this, and he goes, "The ultimate defense was broken. Your skills are lacking, not because of your strength. It's because of your placement right now. There is nothing behind your attacks, and I'm someone who's just beyond your comprehension." As he does, like, throwing Neji off of the sword, and he goes hitting the wall. When Neji gets up, he sees like Naruto just basically does a Omni Slash. Yeah, he does like the Omni Slash, and it is just like hitting Neji multiple times, and he's going for, like, everyone looks like there's like, he's going so fast they think there are deep cuts, but there's only like little cuts and a little bit of blood coming off of him, and Neji saying, "Ow." He goes, "How did I beat you?" And Neji nods, he goes, "Easy. Destiny changed for me the day I became Sephiroth." And then he just used Cura, as Neji's basically healed all wounds, even the hole that was in his shoulder, and just basically says, I see. You're not the same." As he's falling forward, he says, "Naruto." As Naruto does catch him, and he goes, "I went a little bit too much on you." As he does do the hand signs of Shadow Clone Jutsu while holding Neji, and he has the Shadow Clone go get his, like, to carry Neji while he gets his sheath. So they go over all the way to the medical bay, they put him there, and Naruto got his sword in his sheath. He even ripped it out of the wall. Everyone just cheered for him, but some were like, a lot of them cheered for him. Some were like in shock. Third Hokage was amazed, and, well, Gaara, Father Isden's, when Orochimaru just applauded. So yeah, everyone's fights goes exactly the same way after that. Ino and Tenten did congratulate him along with Sakura and Hinata. Neji's, like, Hinata's father did go over to, like, Naruto, and he did say he did not like how he treated his, his nephew, but he does thank him for, doing what he did for healing him in that. And then Naruto just goes, "I was even gonna tell him something too," which everyone's like looking at him, goes like, "What?" He goes, as Naruto looks at his, Hinata's father, he goes like, "When I become Hokage, I will destroy that seal on all their heads so they can be actual free from it. Understand me, leader of the Hyuga?" As he nods and he goes, "I'll pass the message to him." I says, "Thank you." As when Hinata's father and sister are walking away, though, Hinata's sister Hanabi asks, "Father, are you?" As she can basically see him sweating, and him, like, his, like, body, like, his hands shaking. She asks, "Father, are you?" He goes, "That boy. He has the power to destroy this village and our clan very easily. We wouldn't even be able to even lay a finger on him. And he wants to only save Neji and the people who we bound to servitude to us. Neji made a good friend." So, Neji does wake up when Hinata's father and sister get there. He gives him the message, and Neji's happy about that. So yeah, so all the fights still go similar. No, go to canon. Even the Sasuke versus Gaara. But the only difference is when Gaara does about to go crazy, Orochimaru does not like he basically sent a message to the sound and sand about how there is a void that could easily wipe us out, so do not attack and defend the elite village from Gaara, which which basically Gaara did. Get the message. If he loses control, we are not attacking the village. We are defending this. And well, Kankuro and Tamari are like shoplifters along with their teacher. So, well, their sensei. So basically, Gaara's about to go crazy and all that. They jump in. They try to like stop Gaara from going crazy. He gets like Shikaku form activated, and this is where Naruto basically just says to. He basically Sephiroth just tells him, take the chakra of the Nine Tails, a little bit of it, which, well, Kurama does give him. And Naruto just like tells like everyone who's there, he goes, do not be afraid of me. As Tenten and Ino do grab his hand, they well, Ino knows about Naruto and the Ninetales, so she says, I told Tenten. But she's shocked and he looks over at her. She nods her head and he goes, we're not afraid of you, Naruto. Don't worry. Which everyone who's like all the rookie nines are basically like asking them like what they mean. As then he closes his eyes, smiles. And then everyone sees the red piercing eyes and like the nine-tailed fox like, slit in his eye. As then he jumps away. Which Kivas is saying, what the? As, Sasuke basically like saying, what is that? What's happening to him? As he basically hears Naruto saying, that's the one-tailed Jinchuriki. The holes are Shikaku. Which Tamari and Kankuro look and they see Naruto's red eyes. Sasuke even sees them and goes like, Naruto! He goes, Sasuke, let me take care of him. Alright? He goes, what do you mean? He goes, he's a tailed beast. Inside of him. It's trying to take over. Do you really think you have the power to take on a tailed beast? Which, he nods his head no. He says, what about you? He goes, I am a Jinchuriki also. My father is the fourth Hokage, Minato Namikaze. My mother's Kushina Uzumaki, the last Jinchuriki, the previous holder of the Nine Tails. I can handle this. And basically, he said that. Everyone is shocked to hear, and even Orochimaru will be like, my theory was correct. He is the son of Kushina and Minato Namikaze. And he just like takes off the mask. He basically tells Haruzen, goes, hello there, teacher. Here's the thing. I'm gonna help out. Take care of Gaara. We're planning to attack the village. Most of our forces are now coming in to protect the village from Shikaku. So, if this boy does not win, which most likely he is gonna win, believe it or not, I will then, make an alliance. Talk to the Sand Village, Sand Village, to try to get an alliance with the Leaf, and even the Sound. Which Haruzen goes like, what? He goes, also, I'll turn myself in. And which Haruzen goes like, double what? And so, Naruto takes out the sword. Red chakra is starting to come on it, as the sword is actually going into the fourth tail cloak version, but it's just getting covered by the chakra. And he goes, Shikaku, if you do not leave this boy alone, I will have no choice but to come inside of his mindscape and cut you down into a bite-sized little child. In which Shikaku does hear this, he gets angry, which Kurama just laughs at him. I Naruto saying that. And basically Sephiroth says, "Do you really think you can do that?" He goes, "I saw you took out a freaking dragon in your memories. Also, you're able to cut through, to take on two people and cut through metal that's basically, with your sword, that it's hard to even imagine. You can cut through metal with just a sword." Which Sephiroth goes, "True." So, after that, the discussion, Gaara says, I'll kill you, and prove my existence," basically. As Sam goes over towards Naruto, and Naruto just simply does one thing. Basically swipes down, as a whole bunch of gust of wind goes forward, destroying the sand, and hitting Gaara. But no damage is done to Gaara but Shikaku himself, though. As he just says, "I warned you, Shikaku. Now pay the price." As basically Shikaku gets knocked out in the cage and goes falling forward, which then Gaara's transformation was happening, stops. He falls over, gets some sleep. He puts basically the chakra that's coming off of the sword disappears, and his eyes are back to normal Naruto's, and he just puts away the sword. He basically tells him, just let him get some rest. He looks like he needs it. Which they nod, and the winner is Sasuke. And so the matches keep happening. The sand and the sound ninjas are coming in and watching the fights. Some of them already were coming in. They saw Naruto take down Gaara very easily, and they know now why Orochimaru said that. So yeah. So after that little display of power, they are just watching the fights. Everything happens. All the fights are basically, it's Tamari. All the fights happen. Naruto keeps winning his fights along with Sasuke, Tamari, and whoever else won did they basically Tamari did in the final, to see who will win. It's Naruto and Sasuke. Naruto throws a sword to the side. He says he doesn't need it. And he basically goes, really? He goes yeah. Let me show you something. Has all of a sudden a spear of wind is coming into Naruto's hand. Which Sasuke can everyone sees it. They go, no way, as Jiraiya is just there watching. He's smiling. Even Ino and Tenten are smiling. As Orochimaru goes, that can't be. As even Haruka says, that's the Rasengan. As he says, come at me, Sasuke, with your Chidori. And basically Sasuke smiles and nods. So he jumps backwards. He starts doing the hand signs. He says, Chidori, 1,000 birds. As Sasuke runs towards Naruto at top speed. No, he's pushing past his top speed. He's going beyond it. So basically, it looks like he's a blur to everyone. Naruto just starts running, which even looks like a blur to everyone. They meet right in the middle of the arena, and everyone here says Rasengan, and then they hear Chidori as they both collide. And basically, the whole entire light and then the dark spear happens, and they're inside that little area where they can't see each other, and then basically it cracks and it basically a bright light appears. Basically Naruto and Sasuke, Naruto is still standing. Sasuke was sent flying into the wall as Naruto just says, it looks like I still had some of the Untitled Chakra there. Sorry about that, Sasuke. As Sasuke's getting out, he goes, ah. And he cracks his neck and goes, alright, enough fooling around as he activates the curse mark. He goes, I should have used this on you from the beginning. As Naruto just smiles, he goes, it looks like the fight ain't over. As then they both just started using taijutsu, which is insanely fast for them, which everyone is seeing this. And basically, Orochimaru tells Hiruzen that I don't even think Jiraiya and me could even keep up with Naruto. It looks like Sasuke is pushing past his limits just to try to keep up with him. Which Sasuke is. He's using pouring so much chakra into his hands and feet just to try to keep up with Naruto. Heck, he's just trying to increase his speed. Mostly. In which it's amazing to Sasuke. He just keeps on thinking, Naruto became so strong. He left me behind. I have to catch up to him. I'll have to get stronger. Not just try to beat him, but try to beat my brother. But for right now, as they both hit each other in the face, and he says, I only care about this fight. That's what Sasuke is thinking. And so, after a couple of minutes later, Sasuke is panting. Naruto is saying, what's wrong? He goes, I just never imagined the dope to be this powerful. Naruto grins. He goes, there's a lot of things you don't know about me, Sasuke. But I think it's time I show you. Give you the respect you deserve. As he goes, what? He goes, this magical attack. As he goes, wait, what do you mean? He goes, as then all of a sudden Naruto holds up his hand and he just says, supernova. As all of a sudden, Sasuke and everyone can see that they're being not everyone, but everyone can see Sasuke and Naruto are being pulled into a portal, looks like, as they go through it. As what Sasuke sees, a meteor is going through multiple planets past Earth and into basically the sun. As then Naruto just basically have the one wing out. As Sasuke tries to run away. Everyone's seeing this happening, as Naruto just basically says, no true despair. It perish. Which he just has his back towards Sasuke as he basically gets swallowed up by this sun. Everyone thinks, as then basically the portal just disappears as Sasuke just on the ground, as unconscious. As Naruto just says, you're lucky that was only an illusion. It only causes you he made it technically an illusion that caused his brain to think he died. And the pain was there, but not really. His brain didn't realize the pain didn't happen. Well, it wasn't really there. And that's when he passed out though. So yeah, so Sasuke's still alive. And Naruto was declared the winner. Which everyone was shocked. And so he basically goes back to his sword. And then he goes over to Sasuke. And just starts carrying over to the medical bay. Ino and Tenten were just clapping. Sakura was amazed and shocked by this. Hinata just thinks, this isn't Naruto. So yeah. So she thinks Naruto, that ain't really Naruto. Naruto isn't like this. So basically then... So basically, after that, everyone who was in the Sand Village saw this happen. They started cheering for Naruto. Gaara did wake up when Naruto gets into the medical bay. He puts Sasuke on the bed. He goes, so, you're awake. And he goes, what happened? Naruto just goes over and puts a sword on the wall, laying against the wall, and he sits down and he goes like, well, I'll tell you. You lost. And I cut Shikaku into 2 pieces. Well, to knock him out at least. He goes, is that why I was able to sleep? He asked. He goes, yep, that was the reason why you're able to sleep. For now. He'll wake up again in no time. Anyways, glad I ended that while you were in that form. If you turn to Shikaku, I may have to try to kill you. As Gaara's eye wide, he goes, why? As he did say, your eyes. What happened to them? He goes, why they turn red? He nods. He goes, easy. I'm also a Jinchuriki, just like you. Mistreated and, hurt by the people around him. But there was people in this village that accepted me for who I am, for the person who I am, and looked past the whole entire Nine Tails being trapped inside of me. As he goes, so, would you give up my life for them? Yeah, I would. But, doesn't matter anyways. So, as he puts his hand on Gaara's shoulder, he says, get some more sleep. Alright. He goes, thank you for saving me. As Naruto says, no, I didn't. You make the choice. You have to save yourself. Alright? Gaara nods. And so Naruto leaves. And basically they announce Naruto being the winner of the Chunin exams. And that's, they're gonna talk about the rankings of the ninjas. And so, Naruto, basically, Jiraiya, comes over, he sees Orochimaru, and basically says, Orochimaru says, I come in peace, don't hurt me, Jiraiya boy. Well, no, he doesn't say that, I just want to put that in, but he goes, don't hurt me, Jiraiya, I come in peace. As technically he says, I technically took the place of basically the Sand Village Kage, the Kazekage. So, yeah. As he goes, so what? He goes, well, since technically I'm going to try to talk to the villagers about this, have an alliance, and that there's a person who can technically wipe out a whole entire city, well, whole entire, village by himself if he wanted to, then they may change the tune on not having, having this alliance. So, yeah. As, Jiraiya just staying there as a bodyguard along for Orochimaru and Hiruzen talking about it. Who should it be? When it comes to Naruto, they said his skills are beyond Chunin, High Chunin, Jonin, High Jonin. They have to make a whole, they say he could be Anbu level, but he's past that. And then, basically Danzo does, come over. He was watching the match, too. He even knew about Orochimaru being there, and that his activity of just watching Naruto, after seeing his, fighting, basically, abilities, he hasn't not made a move trying to get Sasuke or Naruto. He's been just observing Naruto. Yes, so did you give up on your immortality, Orochimaru? Trying to get it. He goes, yeah, I decided to give up on it, which that shocked everyone, besides Danzo. And so Danzo just says, well, we technically can make him more, we basically can only give him up to Anbu level, status. As they nod, but he says, but we can also give him a secret status that only he can have. And, well, that's the thing. They don't know what to name it, or give it a name. And they just say, as Orochimaru just says, the One Army. for now at least, we can just say that the status of a one army. As they nod and agree, well, Hiruzen agrees with this, and saying, but we have to give him a special, well, not vest, but a special, you know, gear for a special item. Well, no, special gear for it. So, I think I never gave him this whole entire jacket and armor to him, like, you know, the jacket and stuff. No, I think I did. Yeah, I think I did. Well, let's just say they they're gonna make a jacket, a jacket similar to the one he has in the picture, but it's gonna be with like the symbol of the leaf on it, and basically it's even gonna have like an Anbu mask on the side, and a lot of things, like just like a lot of different like here like little tools and such with like there, because they did not know what to do for Naruto, and so I am, you know, and then Hiruzen says, also, I think it's about time for me to retire. As everyone looks at him, and Danzo goes like, so Tsunade? He goes Tsunade, which are basically everyone's going like, what the freak? Like Orochimaru and Jiraiya saying, why her of all people? As he says, Jiraiya would not want to, and you hate the village. He goes, yes, but I want to come back to it. Well, actually, I do have to do some time, so yeah, there's that. And then there's the Sound Village. I technically run it. Good point, Master. Good point, Hiruzen. And so, yeah. He announces that, you know, he then, announced that he's gonna retire. And, after a couple hours of discussion for, after the Chunin exams. So, basically, the Chunin exams end at 3. It said, 2 to 3 hours of talking. Then, he announced it, at 6 o'clock. Yeah, it only took 2 hours of talking. He announced it at 6 o'clock, though. He was going to quit, and that Lady Tsunade will be found to become the next Hokage. And he assigned Jiraiya and Naruto Uzumaki to go look for her. And that's where I'm going to leave it off, everyone. I hope you guys enjoy this What If. I gotta do some schoolwork. And, yeah. Bye, everyone. Have a nice day, night, wherever you are. This video is going to be coming out when I'm at work or while I'm at work. So, bye.